Hey everyone, and welcome to part 2 of the Python tutorial. So in today's video, I'm probably just going to go over basic operations that you can do in Python. It's going to seem like a really boring video at first because you're going to think, oh, we're just making like a glorified calculator. But unfortunately, you kind of got it. These are the fundamentals that you have to learn in order to get anything created in Python. And it'll go by really quickly. It's real simple stuff. And we'll get into some of the cooler stuff later on, but you kind of have to know this to move forward. So the first thing I did was I just went down here and launched idle. If it's not on your taskbar, you can just type in idle right here and launch it. So here it is. As you see, I just hit enter down here. If you hit enter on the screen, it just gives us some space to work with. So the first thing we're going to do is you can type a number into idle. And these are called, if you just type a whole number like this, remember we want to call them integers. So we can say, all right, 3. And then you'll notice it spits out the number 3 at the bottom here. So this is kind of cool about idle. Like as soon as you type in a value, it'll actually output what that value is. You'll see why this is important later. But we can do basic math with it. So you can do like 3 plus 4. And you can see it outputs the number 7, so that works. You can also do subtraction, so 10 minus 5. So that works correctly, and it outputs the number 5. You can do multiplication, so 2 times 3. And the multiplication symbol is just the asterisk symbol. So 2 times 3 is 6, and that one works correctly. Let's give it some more room here. You can do division, and division is done with the slash, which is at the bottom right next to the shift key. So we could do like 4 divided by 2, and that's 2.0. Now you'll notice something different here. Why did it add the decimal? Instead of just saying 2, it says 2.0. And that's because if I do division, there could possibly be like a fraction or some type of remainder. It doesn't go into it evenly. So if I do 5 divided by 2, it's going to give us 2.5, which is why it adds the decimal there. But let's say you just want the whole number portion of it. You don't want the decimal, or like you don't care about the remainder at all. You can do 5 and then put 2 slashes. So we'll do 5 divided by 2. So 2 will go into 5 2 times, or 2.5 times, but we want to get rid of that half. So if I put 2 slashes, it'll actually just spit out 2. It gets rid of the decimal. And there are a lot of times in whatever program you're making that you would want to do that. But just know there's 2 different ways to do division. There's 5 divided by 2 and 5 double slash divided by 2. So there's that. You can also do, like if you had a scientific calculator and you wanted to type in things like 4 plus 3, we'll do 4 plus, and then in parentheses we'll do 3 times 2. So that we do the parentheses first, so this would be 6. So 6 plus 4 is 10, so this should give us 10. And it works just like, basic math that you learned in school. You could type everything in that way. So again, you might think this is kind of boring, I want to make something cool, but you kind of have to understand this before you can move on. These are just very basic things you have to learn in Python or any programming language. These are basic math operations that you have to learn, and pretty soon in the next video we'll learn how to take these values that we're generating and store them in variables and manipulate those variables and learn how to use them in the rest of our code. So I promise if you just stick with it, this all makes sense and it'll get really cool. We'll make some cool stuff. But yeah, in the next video we'll learn about variables and how we can assign these values to variables and manipulate them and do cool stuff with them. All right, see you in the next video.